That'll do
it. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the TalkBall Tweakers podcast. I'm your host, Blake McQuarrie, of course, with my co-host, Oh, shit.
Dang.
I got a little too happy right there.
Boy.
I got a little too happy right there. Because you want to know why? It's our second episode of the week. That's why I'm a little happy. And we're talking NBA draft, a great NBA draft that just happened a couple nights ago. But yeah, I'm with the fellas, Toussaint, Jake, of course. How we feeling, boys?
I feel better if the draft actually let the players wear the hats of the teams they got selected by.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
I'd feel so much better about it.
We're going to talk about that.
And I'd also feel better about it.
Actually, can we talk? Let's just talk about it right now.
Let's talk about it right now.
Fix the damn hat situation.
Fix the fucking hats.
It's not that hard. Yeah. It's not rocket science. Yeah. It's really not rocket science. We're going to give you guys a little what do they call this?
It's not rocket
pre-log.
science.
What is this? Some? I don't know. I don't care.
Prologue.
Fix that. Prologue. Something like that.
Prologue.
Prologue.
Bro, we're in
Fix the hat situation. Yeah. Whatever it's called. I don't care.
You can see the Medill Journalism of Education right here.
Master's students.
Yeah, they're teaching us everything we need to know.
There is no reason at all that these players who work their entire lives to get to this stage have to wear a hat of a team that they are not playing for or not even going to. I'm not going to say never playing for because you don't know down the line, but Kama Maluach had one of the most touching draft moments that I think has ever happened. This guy grew up in South Sudan, said he had an entire continent on his back, started crying, his family started crying, and he's going to the Suns. Why does he have to wear a Houston Rockets hat?
That's what I'm saying.
Why does he have to?
I'm not even going to lie. If I'm the player, I'm not picking up the hat. I'm not doing it. I don't care. I'm not picking that hat up. If I know that pick is getting traded, which everybody in the building knows that it's getting traded, Shams is announcing it 5 minutes before the pick is being made.
Yeah.
And then I'm not picking that hat up. I'm not doing. Why am I wearing?
They also
if I'm going to the Timberwolves, why am I wearing a Utah Jazz hat? Why am I doing it?
So I watched a little bit of the 520 podcast with Jeff Teague, and so he was on, Adam Silver was on as a guest, and they asked him what goes into a trade in the office.
Yeah.
And basically, he said they have to go through the whole process of making sure everything's right, the physical, everything matches up. You're right in the sense that they need to fix the hats. They need to process the trades faster. Get the two teams on the phone.
Yeah.
Tell them, hey, we're trading this draft. Huh?
It's draft night, though.
No, but they're in draft rooms. They're in war rooms. Call them up, get them together. Say, are you trading this pick? Okay, get the paperwork done as soon as quickly. We're talking about the NBA, the highest basketball league in the world.
Yeah, we don't know what fully goes into that process.
No, but he explained it.
Though.
But what I'm saying is, in a draft process, if we're gonna make it so that they wear the right hats, get the trades in quicker. So then they say, okay, the reason why they don't do it is because the trades haven't completely gone through.
I understand that, but they should either announce those trades live as they happen, or even a reported trade.
Thank you.
Adam Silver was doing it 5 picks later. It took until pick 23 and now Derek Queen got traded.
Yeah, we already knew that. We already knew that.
And listen to this: Derek Queen had to wear a Hawks hat. He's going to the Pelicans. Yang Hansen had to wear a Blazers hat or a Grizzlies hat. He's going to Portland. Yeah. Cedric Coward had to wear a Portland one. He's going to the Grizzlies and stuff. Will Riley, he's going to the Wizards. Had to wear a Jazz hat. Walter Clayton Jr., the guy who made college basketball this year, had to wear a Wizards hat. He's not going to the Wizards. So it just doesn't make any sense.
I don't give a damn about any of the process. It's a hat. Yeah. put the right hat on the podium and let's get this moving.
Yep.
Let's let them take a picture in the hat that they're getting drafted. The team we're getting drafted to. Let them wear that hat.
Yep.
It isn't that hard. It really isn't. I swear, it's not that hard. I was thinking about it all night, and then I watched Scott Van Pelt that night, and he was saying the same. He's literally he started his show off as fix the hat situation.
But I will say it makes it a little bit more legendary. When Kobe got drafted by the Hornets, it's kind of him in a Hornets hat is really weird to see, but it it's cool in a sense. He was originally drafted by the Hornets.
It's niche.
But the pick got swapped.
True.
It's niche, and it's niche because
True,
it's because Kobe's Kobe, and he's one of the best NBA
I know.
players. For all these
But
guys,
you gotta think about it
I
though.
get
Like,
it.
what if you getting drafted and you know that pick
But
is getting traded?
you
And you
gotta
gotta
think
go
about
up on
it.
that stage
I don't
and
think-
take a picture of Adam Silver in the wrong fucking hat.
I don't think they give a damn what hat they take.
No.
I don't think they give a damn.
I don't think they do either, but it would make
No.
it so much
If
better.
you
care.
ask Maluach, is he really cares? He's like, I'm on the Suns. I got drafted.
I don't care,
Dude,
I wouldn't care.
why do I have to explain to my roommate who barely watches basketball, like,
No.
he's wearing the hat of a team he's not going to?
No, I don't care.
I
I'm not
mean-
picking that hat up.
I mean, a hat is a hat. At the end of the
No,
day, you
I'm
got
not picking-
drafted by
no.
the team.
I'm not picking
I
that
understand. I don't understand them not announcing the draft picks as soon as they come out. But I think, like I said, if they process it faster, because I think when he announces it is when it fully goes through. So it might have taken 20 picks for him to announce it.
Yeah.
But that's when it went through.
I could live with that.
I just feel like if we're gonna announce these picks on draft night, there has to be a simpler way for them to get the trade to go through quickly. So when he walks up to the podium, he says, "This trade." Because imagine all the people that are in Barclays Center and they think, "Oh, Derek Queen's getting drafted to the Pelicans," and then or to the Hawks, and then all of a sudden it's like 20 picks later. Oh, he's going to the Pelicans. The whole world knew that like an hour ago.
Yeah.
So
Valid.
No, I'm not putting that hat on.
you're, man. I'm telling you,
Put that hat
if you get a $40 million contract, you don't care about what hat you wear.
You wanna know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna walk over to that podium, I'm gonna grab the hat, and I'm gonna put it on Adam Silver's long, shiny ass head. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't even take a picture in it, Adam.
You're getting
Shit.
banned from the league, buddy.
Shit.
You're going with
Not if I'm lottery.
You're going with Michael MPJ
Ban me.
brother.
I just got drafted.
You're there
You
with
don't ban
MPJ
me.
brother.
Shit.
Dude.
OJ Mayo, you out the league, buddy.
Messed up. But
Whatever.
anyways, yeah, that's all we have for the hat situation. All right.
Few draft things.
Now it's NBA draft time. We didn't do our slogan, so because we got too excited about the hat situation. So, fellas, let's talk ball. All right. NBA draft 2025. Let's just do overall thoughts.
Yeah, I thought it was a good draft. I thought the top of it, outside of Ace going to Utah, went as much as I expected it to go. I think the top two picks, Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper, are franchise-changing players, and the Spurs already have a franchise-changing player in Victor Wembanyama. Like we talked about a few days ago, who's in a better position, Mavericks or Spurs? Both of them. I mean, Cooper Flagg and the NBA draft lottery literally saved Nico Harrison's job. I really like the draft. I mean, I'm a huge college basketball junkie, so it's so cool seeing where all those people go. And I'm excited to see fits. Like, there's pros and cons, I thought about it. Like, there's some great fits, and then there's some bad fits. Like, there's a team that drafted 5 first-round picks. Why do you draft 5 first-round picks?
Yeah.
And then there's like, yeah, I don't know, but I was a big fan of it. And then I gotta mention it, Brooks Barnheiser, congratulations, my guy, because first Northwestern player to get drafted in 25 years.
I thought the draft was really interesting. I like the second round more than the first round because the first round there was some good stuff in the first round. Some surprises, but I think in the second round there was more like, ooh, okay, what does that fit look like? How does this player, work his way into the lineup or actually stay with the NBA team and not go down to the G League? How does this team use this player? There are some players that are not going to get to the pro levels, some that might. So I just feel like I like the second round more, especially this year. Usually I like the first round, but the second round I liked it a little bit more.
I mean, I like how you brought it up too, because we spent a while talking about college basketball, and you look at the second round. I mean, Chaz Lanier, one of the best scorers in college basketball last year. Same with Cam Jones, Elijah Martin, national championship.
Detroit.
Yeah. I love him there, by the way. Like, you're talking about guys like Jameer Watkins, Amari Williams. These are all guys that played meaningful minutes. I mean, the entire Duke starting 5 got drafted in the draft. These are guys that were elite at the college level, and now it's about translating it. So it's just going to be cool to see.
International players are getting love.
Yeah.
A lot of 13 international players got drafted. That's about half of one round.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
I feel like it's growing. I like it's like more and more every year. I feel like
it is.
International players keep getting drafted. I like it, because the international players get drafted, but I'm getting a little scared.
I feel like people are getting a little duped by it.
Is
it me, but I feel like a lot of scouts are getting
Oh, they might
by
be.
it.
No.
Fooled by
They
it.
totally might be.
Like the most successful,
Yeah.
there's obviously
is
some
insane,
intermediate successful international players.
Yeah.
But like when you think of like successful international players, you usually think of like the freak of natures, like the Giannis's, the
Shea, Wemby.
yeah, Jokic, Wemby, guys that are like crazy good. And then sometimes you see guys in the draft and you're like, I can tell he's gonna be a bust just because like he's not a freak of nature.
Yeah.
But I feel like he gets the love. He deserves to get drafted, but it's like
Yeah, it all started with Kristaps.
Yeah,
Because nobody knew who he
absolutely.
was, and then he was absolutely incredible. And then it became Wemby and Risa Shea and all those guys. Even though Risa Shea is not at the same level.
Yeah, he's gonna be good though. I think.
Yeah.
he'll be all right. He'll be
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
I think he'll be
valuable.
Trey Young ever passed him the ball.
That's true.
Trey
I mean, he's not gonna be a
He's not going to be a number one pick level.
superstar. Yeah,
No, never.
No.
I mean, that was a weak draft
But-
anyway.
It was a weak draft.
But yeah, I mean, I just say that just because, like you said, I feel like the percentage isn't great.
I know. I mean, I could tell you at least 5
International
players.
they're
I can
not
go down
great.
his list and tell you 5 international players that probably won't be good.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. What they say, the who drafted? Who was it? Ben Saraf,
Yeah, Mr.
the Israeli
Yes,
dancer.
sir.
The Israeli D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah. Bro, didn't I say that to you the other night? Like, it's
No,
true.
that is crazy work. They
Bro.
said he's the Israeli D'Angelo Russell.
It's funny because
That
you're
has to
playing with D'Angelo Russell. You're
That-
playing with your comp.
That absolutely has to be
Nah,
the
D'Lo's not a
worst-
net anymore. He's going to walk.
That has to be the worst comp ever.
the Israeli.
No, I saw some pretty terrible comps on draft night, and then the worst part
Yeah, but
was
Israeli
I'm so
dance.
convinced that Kendrick Perkins had the Bleacher Report article on his phone because we were watching in my apartment, and either me, Toussaint, or Longo would be like, Bleacher Report has it as his pro comp, and then Kendrick Perkins would go, yeah, he sort of projects as, and he'd say the exact same thing.
That's funny.
Exact same thing.
That's funny.
Like I forgot what was the one he did. Oh, who did he call Derek Lively? He called someone Derek Lively right after.
And I think it was like Maluach or something
Yeah.
like that. He
Yeah.
said Derek Lively. We literally said Derek Lively. He was like, Derek Lively. We were like, no.
Yeah.
Wait,
Wonder who came up with that.
who was it? Oh, I think it was Sorber he was talking about, or it was Behringer. It was Joan Behringer, and he's just like, I see him projecting a Derek Lively, and I'm just like, shut the freak up, bro.
Yeah. I feel like the comps are getting a little crazy. They said, I feel like they're now like every big that's just a little bit athletic and can move well. It's like they're like Baby Jokic.
Yeah.
Like they're calling Derek Queen Baby Jokic, and he absolutely does not play like Jokic.
He's nothing like
You
that.
wanna?
He's literally Karl Anthony Towns without a jumper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
You want-
that's literally Derek Queen, and he's not Baby Jokic at all.
Bro, I could tell you comps for the top 10 right now. I might not be right, but they're comps. Like Cooper Flag. Actually, Flag's a unicorn, so I don't even know what he could be. Dylan's a bigger Jalen Brunson. If
I feel like
if I'm talking about their ceiling, right?
Yeah.
You know what I
he's
think
gonna-
Cooper Flag is? He's like a way better Gordon Hayward to me. Like solid on offense,
gotta
solid
be
on
racist.
defense. No,
That's got to be racist. I'm sorry. Keep going. No, yes, I agree.
Gordon Hayward?
I feel like he's closer to Larry Bird than
I feel
Gordon
like that's
Hayward.
disrespectful. Gordon Hayward.
But you didn't even let me finish what I was
That
saying.
might be
Keep going,
racist.
keep
That
going.
might be
I
racist.
was gonna say
No, that might
more
be
elite.
Okay, that's fair.
Whoa.
No,
Gordon
you
Hayward.
didn't even let me
We're talking about
finish.
Cooper
If the
Flag,
guy,
I know.
No,
Gordon
keep
Hayward.
going.
Who is the
'Cause-
most?
'cause
Who is
wasn't
the most
Gordon-
memorable
Go-
white person you can compare Cooper Flag to?
Okay, then what's his comp? What's Cooper Flag's comp?
I don't. He's a
If I'm
unicorn.
if I'm
bro.
talking about a ceiling,
He's not really a unicorn.
If I'm talking about
It's
a ceiling, he is a better Jason Tatum.
yeah,
absolutely better
I
Jason
agree with that. I've seen that.
Yeah, he
I can
plays,
see that, but
yeah.
he don't. I just feel, he doesn't move around like Jason Tatum.
He's also not a bitch like Jason Tatum.
True.
Sorry, he doesn't move around like Jason Tatum. But if you look at his stats at Duke, he was the first Duke freshman since Jason Tatum to lead them in all categories.
I think he's
He
better
had a
defensively, too.
He's better defensively. He shot better from three than Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, I mean, like this is a shitty comparison, obviously to make, but Jason Tatum didn't make the Final Four. He didn't win National Player of the Year. Like this guy projects to be. I mean, at least next year he's gonna be Dallas's #1 option till Kyrie gets back. Even if AD's there, I think Cooper Flag's the main guy. And so, like, I think he's a better version of Jason Tatum.
I just feel like, I guess I can see that a little bit. It's just the shooting off dribble for me.
That's fair.
Like that's not Cooper Flag at all.
Like
that's half of Jason Tatum's arsenal.
That's a very good
shooting
point.
Off the dribble.
Yeah, and Flag is a lot more of an on-ball person than Tatum, because Tatum also has Jaylen Brown, who needs the ball in his hands all the time. Tatum's a guy that could get the ball and shoot it immediately. Flag is very different, but I think they're built the same and they come from the same system. That's sort of why I made it.
Yeah,
like, if
I see Kevin Garnett in this game.
I see it
a
too,
little. I see a little bit Kevin Garnett. I wouldn't say fully Kevin Garnett, but just because obviously I think Flag is more athletically gifted than Kevin Garnett, moves around better than Kevin Garnett, but...
Another cool thing that I'm excited to see about Flag is at Duke, he was playing the 4 because...
Why are you chuckling over there?
What were you going to say?
I was say a better Nick Stauskas.
Shut the
dude.
I'm just playing.
Flag was always playing the 4 at Duke. Like, there were very rare times that he's going to play the 3, and now he goes to a Dallas team that has 4 bigs.
He Kristen Layton.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, he kind of is.
Kristen Layton.
No, I'm not gonna lie,
that's actually a good comp.
He deadass kind of is. So I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, people like him more than Christian Leitner, but
he deadass kind of is.
Leitner also
Leitner's
sucked in the league. So
he did.
Yeah,
I know that's why nobody wants to compare him to Christian Leitner.
Nah, I'm so.
But like, we literally looking at it.
Flag's gonna be an absolute nightmare for teams because he's gonna play the 3 in Dallas because they have Gafford, Lively, Davis, and Washington. He never played the 3 at Duke because they'd always play small because they had him and Maluach. So now he's like a mismatch for people.
Yeah.
Like, did you see the quote he had, which is like, if you're the best person in the gym, find another gym.
Yeah.
He's genuinely going to be the best person in the gym in Dallas, like from day one until Kyrie comes back.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather play him than AD. Like AD's made of glass right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If I had to make ceiling comps, I'm going to make ceiling comps for the top 10. Tell me if I'm tripping. Dylan ceiling, something like a Jalen Brunson, a lefty guard. He's a bigger version of that.
I can see that, yeah.
Okay.
Bigger version, yeah. I can see
VJ Edgecombe.
Looks like
Clay.
Vince Carter.
Clay?
Clay.
No.
And
Vince Carter.
Vince
tripping.
Carter. Dude, he shoots the 3 really well. He plays
Vince
good
is a
defense.
nice one.
Vince is a Carter.
So sure, Vince Carter. Maybe not Clay because VJ doesn't shoot the 3 as well as Clay, and Clay's one of the best shooters of all time. But he plays defense like Clay and he moves like Clay.
Yeah, it's just the shot.
It's just
It's just a shot.
the
Fine.
shot and the athleticism. I can't get.
Fine. Let me go with
I'd say Vince.
Yeah, sure. Vince
I
Carter.
like Vince.
Con.
Reed Shepard.
No, that's
what you remind me
that's
of
fair.
his comp.
No,
His comp is
dude.
from Reed
Everybody.
TJ McConnell.
Everybody was saying that first. Comp, dude. Con. Ooh, I don't even know. Just like a white guy that could pop and go, like
John Stockton.
yeah, maybe, dude.
Yeah, but
He kinda is
he
like
doesn't
John a
pass
little
like
bit.
John. He's like
No, he doesn't pass like.
He's like Jeff Hornacek. He's like a Jeff Hornacek.
Yeah, I can see Hornacek.
I could see
actually.
that.
Yeah.
I could see an Andrew Nemhard type too.
Mm-hmm.
Ace. I've been saying Ace's ceiling is KD for a while. He's obviously not going to be KD, but he's going to be a guy that could just create an absolute mismatch for anyone. Like, he's unguardable half the time.
I like the KD one first.
Yes. Trey Johnson and Jeremiah Fears, I think both of them. This isn't
Jordan
a ceiling
Poole.
comp. Yeah, I was
they
going to
say.
say Cam Thomas.
Yeah, Cam
like
Thomas,
undersized
Jordan-
guards that shoot the ball really well.
Real twitchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Demeen, his ceiling, in my opinion, is Westbrook when he can't shoot. Because Demeen doesn't shoot well, but he's one of the best passers in college basketball. And he runs the floor so
Westbrook's
well, and he plays
crazy,
defense.
Westbrook when he doesn't shoot is crazy.
When he doesn't shoot. Because Demeen shot under 30% from behind the arc. Westbrook for years couldn't shoot threes. Like his MVP season, he literally couldn't shoot threes.
Yeah, that's
and he still
true.
averaged a triple-double.
He gives me Tyler Hero.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that.
I can see Tyler too.
I could see that. Murray Boyles, I don't even know for Colin Murray Boyles. Like, I have not watched him enough to make a viable comp.
He's like Marvin Bagley.
Yeah.
To me, he's Marvin.
As long as I get to see
Yeah.
Chloe
Can
Kitts,
shoot,
like,
left-handed, real athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Maluach. I mean, like, yeah, there's
We just said it lively.
yeah, Lively or trying to think.
I'm
Like
gonna say Thon Maker.
I was gonna say
Oh, we're getting canceled.
yeah, Jared Allen.
getting
I'll go with Jared Allen.
Hashim Thabit.
I'll go with Jared Allen. Manute Poole.
Freak
pull.
out. I mean,
What a pull, bro.
yeah.
What a pull. All right,
Yeah.
let's go. What were your guys' favorite picks Picks you
Do it in
most,
both rounds.
Picks you most like either round. Overall draft. You don't have to pick just one either.
Is his favorites?
A few that you really liked are your favorites. Yeah.
For round one, one thing that surprised me was Carter Bryant going to Spurs. I really liked that.
Yeah, that was a great.
That was a great pick. They got him for a steal at 14.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to drop that.
That was a great
much.
one.
I don't know how he got past the Bulls. The Bulls were kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But
we can talk about the Bulls draft.
Bro,
I don't think the Bulls deserve any of our
I don't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
bro, Mike Eversley doesn't. You know they traded back 10 spots for nothing?
Who?
The Bulls. They had the 45th, and they traded back 10 spots.
Yeah, and they got cash.
Like,
they
are
did
the
that
Bulls
last year
broke?
too. They did that last year too. They got cash for a
Like,
draft pick.
are they broke?
Like they keep trading for cash.
My guy Yang Hansen, I like him. He's Yao Ming 2.0, literally.
Yeah. Shout out to him too. He was just in the stands.
I know he was in the stands. He came up out the stands with it.
So I'm getting drafted tonight. Fuck it.
Round two. I really like. Ooh, round two. There's some good picks. I like Janai Broom to 76ers. I said that.
Okay.
I think they could use like a good backup center.
Yeah.
I know that Andre Drummond opted into his player deal, but they can use Janai Broom as like a backup to develop when, because Joel Embiid's gonna be hurt again at some point.
Yeah.
I like Kalkbrenner. I saw the Lakers wanted him, and that would have actually went really well for the Lakers.
Yeah.
But I knew that Hornets were going to choose him because he was in all the mock drafts going to the Hornets. But yeah, those are probably my two favorites.
I like that.
Second round.
I like that. I'll give you two for each. The first round, I'm actually going to go with a winner of the first round, Utah. Utah, they first get Ace, who dropped. Ace Bailey's a top 3 player in this draft, has a very high ceiling, and he's going to Utah. It's been reported that he's going to fly to Utah. And they got Walter Clayton Jr., who lit the college basketball world on fire. So if you're the Utah Jazz, like, you played Clayton alongside Colin Sexton. Clayton's a bucket getter. Sexton could facilitate the ball, and Ace is exactly what Utah needs. They have a core. They have a really interesting core.
Yeah.
With Ace and Clayton, you pair in Markkanen, Walker Kessler. Like they have guys. Like I'm not saying they're going to be a good team, but it's a perfect place.
No, they
for
do.
those
I like their little.
I like them. I like their coaching, and it's fun. I understand that it's the Utah Jazz, but based on the fact that they have the worst record in the league and got the 5 pick, they did a very good job with that. Two guys in the second round. First one's Will Richard to Golden State. Again, I'm a Florida truther, but Will Richard was the best skater during the national championship. And Golden State needs as many shooters that can get, just that could pop and pull, and Richard's that guy. And he plays really good defense. And then the other one I like, and I'm not saying it because I have two Pistons fans here. I love Chaz Lanier there. I mean, the Pistons just need as many guys that could pop and pull too, because you have Cade who's a ball handler. And look, I like Malik Beasley. I like Tim Hardaway Jr. You guys need younger guys that could do the same role, and it makes you a much better basketball team. And I think Chaz Lanier is going to do that. So yeah. Oh, and one more actually. Cam Jones to Indiana because Hallie tore his ACL, so it's perfect for Cam Jones. I mean,
Yeah,
not
I
ACL.
like
It's like
Achilles.
Benedict Mathurin 2.0.
Yeah.
Like, better scoring.
Yeah, I like Cam Jones.
You kind of took all of mine, but
My
it's okay.
apologies.
I'm gonna go. I mean, an easy one. VJ Edgecombe to Philly. Love VJ Edgecombe. Absolutely love VJ Edgecombe. I think he struggled a little bit at Baylor to start it off, but he got it going.
Big 12 freshman of the year.
If you've watched him, exactly. If you watched him at Baylor and you watched him and just watch his highlights, dude. He's a dog, bro. Yeah. He's a dog. He can shoot. He is not scared to dunk on somebody. I watched him that first game against Gonzaga. He dunked on Mark Few's kid so crazy. I was like, yo. And they were up by like 40. And he just
punched it on.
They were down 40.
Punched. They were down 40.
Down 40 against Gonzaga.
Yeah,
and
they were down 40.
First ever college game, by the way.
Yeah, and he just punched it on him. So yeah, I love VJ Edgecombe. I think he is going to be star power in this league. So yeah. I also love I know you don't like it.
Which one?
Kasparis Yakachounis.
I don't mind it where his spot, but I just don't think he's that good. Continue.
He'll
You
develop
don't
with the
think he's
Heat.
that good. I think him going to Miami is good for him.
He reminds me of Tyler Hero.
Because their development. I like how the Heat develop their players.
Yeah.
Spoelstra, obviously, legendary coach, one of the best coaches in the league right now, hands down. Not even a discussion. But he fills the stat sheet up. I mean, I think that's going to be a kid that like scores I think he's going to average around 10, 12, and 5 assists, 5 rebounds, a steal, a block. Like he fills the stat sheet up and does everything for you. And he can shoot the ball. He can shoot the ball really well. So I like that one. And then another one from the first round, Thomas Sorber. We talked about Oklahoma City last episode, how good they are at finding talent, how good they are at developing. Thomas Sorber was a perfect fit for Oklahoma City. I actually, right when they made that selection and they announced Thomas Sorber, I said, Jesus.
Yeah.
The league let OKC get Thomas Sorber, bro. He's going to be nasty next to Chet. I think obviously Hardenstein is going to start for them for the next year or so, but it's going to be Sorber time at some point, and him and Chet next to each other is going to be absolutely disgusting. Another big that obviously can grab rebounds, defensively is there for you, can make block shots, can defend the rim very well. Mm-hmm. So Sorber is another one I like. In the second round, you took a lot of mine. I love Chaz Lanier to Detroit. I was talking about that with Kyle actually Wednesday morning. I was like, I hope they draft Chaz Lanier. I hope Detroit is able to get Chaz Lanier. Love that one. Love the Will Richard to Golden State. I seen Golden State fans pissed about that. And I'm like, how are y'all pissed that y'all got Will Richard?
Right. I know.
Who can play off of Steph.
Dude.
And is defensively just...
Maybe they were trying to get him to get a big, but at that point you don't get a big. You're just getting the bottom of the.
They don't need a big. They're gonna.
I think they're gonna sign one though.
They
that's
are.
why I think
Steve Kerr said they're gonna.
Yeah, I think that's why they didn't even want to get a big. They're definitely gonna sign a big. And I think that's what they want. I don't think they want to draft. They don't want to draft a big. You just drafted a big last year in Quentin Post. So why would you draft another one?
I still think they're gonna trade for Sabonis.
Big, yeah. They're gonna go get an experienced big. So
yeah.
But yeah, love the Will Richard Golden State. I think he's going to play off Steph so well, and he's just defensively great. Absolute great on-ball defender, even an off-ball defender really well. Mm-hmm. He'll catch you on a double team real quick, or you coming off trying to drive by your guy, and he'll swipe you real quick. Like Will Richard is defensively, I think he's going to be really well. Yeah, and then Cam Jones. I mean, perfect fit, perfect pick right there for Indiana. A guy who can come in. Obviously, he's not going to do Tyrese Halliburton things, but he can do Tyrese Halliburton-like things.
Yeah.
So I love that pick. He's an experienced guy as well at Marquette. A Shaka Smart guy. Shaka Smart is obviously a very good collegiate coach. And I mean, some of Marquette guys, like Marquette guys are really well. Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Butler, shout out them. So yeah, those are the picks that I like.
Valid.
You want to do losers?
Yeah.
Loser teams? All right, I'll go first. 2 losers I have, Knicks and Clippers. Mm-hmm. Knicks got Mohamed Diawara, and he was a second-round pick, 51st pick. He's going to end up being in Westchester, and he won't be with the Knicks for very long.
Yeah.
And even though he is a good prospect, because of the team they have, they're never going to develop him and transform him into
He's not
anything.
going to play next year at all.
Yeah,
They just took a French forward too and Pacom Daddier, and he's not even playing.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And they only had 1 pick to begin with, so it's kind of a waste. Second, I say Clippers. They drafted Kobe Sanders, and they also drafted Conan Niederhauser. Yannick Conan Niederhauser from Penn State University. He's not bad. He's a good big body center who can finish at the rim.
Yep.
But you have Zubac. You have other issues other than big. Big really wasn't your main problem, and you just selected somebody in the first round for that. So it really didn't sure up anything in the draft. Like Niederhauser might be good for them and instrumental down the stretch, but he's not like. I mean, you just got another maybe potential. Like, he's gonna be a backup to Zubac, so it's kind of like, what did you do that for? Mm-hmm. You need players now, and so yeah.
I'll give you 3 because I'm interested. I'm interested. One's the Brooklyn Nets. I made an entire Nets
guy.
Yeah, I'm a Nets fan. I made an entire TikTok yesterday, pretty much saying that the Nets had 5 hits, and all 5 of those guys could turn into stars, but at the same time, it's 5 first-round draft picks to an already young team. How many of them are going to play? How many of them are going to get meaningful minutes? You're talking about guys that not a lot of scoring production. I mean, Danny Wolf averaged like 13. We know he's a unicorn. And I actually, if I had to bet on one pick to be good, it is Danny Wolf because, like, his knock
What about the Israeli D'Angelo?
Yeah, so that's the other thing. The
Shout out Ben Saraf, man.
The draft played out terribly for the Nets because everything going up to them, they got the number 22 pick like a few hours before or the day before, and it's just like they're going to make a trade and go get Ace Bailey. And they didn't make a trade. And on top of that, the draft just turned out so poorly for them because they needed a guard that could score because they don't have a point guard that could score. Cam Thomas missed 54 games last year or something like that. They take Igor Demine, who I think is fine. He's an elite passer, but he's not a great scorer. And then they go, hey, let's take 2 more point guards in Nolan Traore and Ben Saraf. So then it becomes, even if one of them's good, great, but you missed on 2. If 2 of them are good, great. What do you do now? You have to bench one. And if all 3 of them are good, you're screwed. And then on top of that,
you're screwed.
Yeah, you're screwed. And I do like the Drake Powell pick a lot because he's a great defensive guy. The Nets were absolutely terrible defensively. Go Tar Heels too. You got to learn from none other than a 3-and-D wing who went to North Carolina and Cam Johnson. But I mean, what's the percent chance a first-round pick works out in the league anyway? Like 50. So 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5 chance the Nets have them all work. And it's the Nets who don't know how to develop draft picks too. So that's one. Celtics, don't understand. Hugo Gonzalez, and then their other one was they got Max Shulga, 2 guards. They're not going to play. You got to get someone who's bigger that could take Jason Tatum's void, let him develop, because Boston has guards. That's not their problem there. And then
they also got Amari Williams.
They did get Amari Williams. That's a good point. I do like Amari Williams there. And I had one more. I forgot what it was. Wait. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Let's just go with... Nah, I can't. Let's go with Charlotte. They're just Charlotte. Like they took. I do think Colin Knupel's going to be a good NBA player, but at 4 seems a little crazy. And then they get Sion James, who's not going to play because LaMelo, when he's healthy, is going to play 40 minutes. They get a few other guys, and it's just like...
They got McNeely, too.
They did get McNeely, but at the same time, like, McNeely's an elite scorer, but he was an elite scorer at UConn, and now you're playing better competition.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
It's a very crowded locker room.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I also, like, you're going... Con Knupel and Liam McNeely are going into the locker room with Miles Bridges, LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller. It's just it's a culture shock for sure.
That's gonna be a collision course. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Chicago.
Yeah. Noah Essingwe.
Noah Essingwe. I think that was an insane pick.
Yeah, especially at 12.
At 12.
Yeah, dude.
When I mean. You still got guys like...
He's probably the biggest project in the draft. Like I watched his tape. He's probably the biggest project.
One of the biggest projects in the draft, for sure. I mean, you still got guys... Derek Queen's still available.
I know. That's why...
Carter Bryant's still available.
I wrote an article saying Jace Richardson, Asanul, or Derek Queen, and they missed, and all 3 of them were available, and they didn't select anyone.
Still available. Even Will Riley would have been a better pick right there. Like,
yeah,
for real.
Danny Wolf still available. I mean, Danny Wolf at 12 though is actually.
And that's a fire.
They could have gotten Thomas Sorber and Yang Hansen.
That's fire.
Yeah, like. That's what I'm saying. So
they need a big, and they don't have a big.
Well, they got Olbrich in the 2nd round.
He's like a poor man's DeMontis.
I know he didn't do shit at UC Riverside.
Yeah.
In 2023 season, and then I was looking at his stats in the NBL. And he did have some nice stats.
He was solid for like 2 years, and then he was bad last year.
He's also 6'9",
yeah,
and his wingspan's under 7 feet. That never works in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, he had 20 and 12 in the NBL.
He also doesn't have a shot. Like, he doesn't shoot the ball.
Yeah.
He only plays at the rim. They got 2 guys that only play at the rim.
Yep.
And I'm huge on guys getting pro-level competition before they enter the draft.
Yeah.
That's the upside for me on Olbrich.
Yeah.
But I mean,
they need
you draft 2 international players.
They don't. The Bulls roster has no shooters. Their best shooter is Montez Bazelis. That's their best shooter.
Yeah.
And they drafted 2 guys who literally play at the rim.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was a bad pick. There were
that was my loser.
Ulbrich wasn't terrible when he was in the combine.
And then they trade that draft pick for cash.
I know. Listen, when Ulbrich was at the combine, first game he scored like 15 and 13, and the next game he dropped like 20 and 10 or something like that, and it was pretty good. But it was just like
I actually kind of like the Ulbrich pick. Right. It's just
with the roster they have, it's not
with
good.
The roster they have, and then you did the Noah Essingwe pick at 12. You got two international players. I don't love it.
The Essingwe pick blew my mind. Why they went with him so early at 12? You need a playmaker. You need a center. Vucevic is last year of his deal.
Yeah,
you could have get Derek Queen,
bro,
and Noah
or
Essingwe.
Sorber.
Derek
Sorber would have been nasty with them.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Exactly. So, yeah, that was my.
You could have gone Newell, and I would have been fine with that.
That was my losers for that, for sure. The Ace Bailey situation.
Yeah.
We want to talk about that for a little bit.
He ain't going.
Yeah, he is. It just got reported that he's going to go to Utah.
He's going to go.
He was always going to go.
He's not just going to not show up. Like,
you're going to show up and you're going to... Guess what? When he does his whole jersey unveiling and they show the first round picks, he's going to be like that mad kid at the event that doesn't want to go because they just woke up from a nap. Like, he's like, I don't go.
Yeah, I mean, so if you guys don't know, to our listeners, Ace Bailey had some situations going on before the draft even started. Didn't work out for a team. Actually, didn't he do like a private workout like right before the draft?
He did one private workout with Washington.
With Washington. So he was trying to make his way to Washington. There was a report that a lottery pick told... Who was it? Charlotte and Philly.
He told it was Charlotte and Utah.
Charlotte and Utah that if they picked him.
Well, Utah's brain dead upstairs.
Well, yeah, he never said to Utah he wasn't going to report, but he made it clear he didn't want to go there, or his camp made it clear.
Well, yeah, his camp made it clear that they did. His camp basically made it clear he wanted to go to Washington or Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And then he gets selected to Utah. Utah takes him. I think Utah knew that
they knew the risk.
He was trying to make his way not there. And then now he did not fly out today with Walter Clayton Jr. He has to report by Monday.
Yeah. He's going tomorrow.
So yeah. But I mean, he's going to report. So it really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I think a lot of people were just kind of speculating and talking about all of the reports that were happening today about him not going to Utah. People are kind of just love to talk about that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to bring it up because it's an interesting situation for sure. I just don't know what the hell his camp's doing.
Yeah, I
like that's just insane to me. You haven't even signed the contract yet.
Yeah, I want to walk on. I gotta walk on eggshells while talking about this, but I guarantee you, Ace Bailey never personally said to any team, "I'm not gonna play for you."
I don't think he. Yeah, no.
I guarantee you, and I've heard Ace say like, "Oh,
which sucks because now it's going on to his character and who he is as a person."
All I'm gonna say is because you two know what I've been saying, and I'm not gonna say it live on air because for certain reasons, but I will say I feel like he's been given bad advice by certain people close to him.
Absolutely.
And he is in a world where he does not know what's happening because he's new to it. Yep, like any of us would be if we just got drafted or got there. And so sometimes people in your camp say things to you that are not for your benefit, but for their benefit. And so, you got to be able to know who to trust and what to listen to. And you have to have some kind of inclination of what's going on. You got to know what's, what people are saying and how certain things are. I will say, out of all the teams he could have gotten drafted to, that is probably the best team for him to just go ball. There's nothing to do in Utah. There's a lot of rules against having fun outside of the gym. Yeah. So he will be in the gym more times than not in speculation. I'm not saying he will or won't, but you know what I mean. But also the fact that, Utah just is a young team. Mm-hmm. They're the worst in the league, so he can go in there, be the guy, ball out, and it's his team. So, it's not like he has expectations. Or if he was going to Washington, he'd have to play behind like 5 different vets making $30-50 million. Play behind Chris Middleton.
I know.
So now he gets free room to ball and do what he wants.
Also, like, one of the biggest things with Ace, well, two things, and I'm not really breaking anything here. One, he's always dealt with smoke. He committed to Rutgers his junior year after they beat Ohio State in a meaningless game. There were a lot of things that put him there. And Ace was good at Rutgers. Was he efficient? No, but he was good. He was one of the best freshman scorers ever. If you go watch his game against Northwestern where he dropped 37, on 10 dribbles, by the way.
Yeah.
Or his game against Indiana when Dylan got the flu and was sick and he dropped 39. This guy, if he's a number one option, he is going to be good. And that gets me to my second point. Look, you don't need to know Ace Bailey to know that he gets easily distracted. He needs no distractions. He needs to lock in. And I think Utah's the perfect place for him to lock in. And his camp was saying, like, that they want the easiest path for him to stardom. He has never said that because he doesn't get the definition of stardom. Like, he just wants to go play basketball. You heard Dylan Harper say it. I think his camp has a very different definition of stardom than what it actually is and how, like, people that know basketball see it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we know basketball. We think we do. And obviously we don't know a lot of stuff that's going on. But in terms of Ace Bailey's camp, he wanted to go to Washington, New Orleans, or Brooklyn, 3 bigger markets than Utah or Charlotte. They didn't want him to go to Philly because you'd be stuck behind Maxey, Embiid, Quinn and Grimes, other guys that will get the ball.
Yeah.
And so you go to Brooklyn or New Orleans or Washington, all teams that don't have a superstar and you're in a bigger market. But actually at Utah, this is, in my opinion, the easiest path to stardom for him because there's very little distractions. They don't have a number one. They have a good young core, good coaching. And so, look, I've talked to him, and whenever I talk to my friends at Rutgers, it's just like if he locks in, they're going to be really freaking good. And I do think he's going to lock in, and I think that's what he's been trying to do. And I think all these distractions are stupid, and I also don't. I think he just doesn't care at all, because he doesn't. Long answer, but I think in terms of path to stardom, I think Utah's the perfect place for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, yeah, the Ace Bailey sweepstakes.
Yeah, I'll say it right now. I'll make the hottest take out here. He's going to be a better pro than Cooper Flagg.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll say it, and I'll stand on it. You guys can clip this in 7 years. You could clip it now. I guarantee you it's going to be on socials. I'll look in the camera, and I said it. I think I said it before on this podcast. Ace Bailey's going to be a better pro than Cooper Flagg. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
He's not in a better...
I'm not going to say it. I like that, though.
Yeah. He's not in a better situation than Flagg, but he is going to be a better guy than Cooper Flagg. And you have seen draft picks go to Utah and become superstars like Donovan Mitchell.
Well, you know what they say? Gordon Hayward was better than Kevin Durant. So.
Exactly. But you heard that. Ace is going to be better than Cooper Flagg. Yeah.
Yo, okay. Yeah. Bet.
Who's your Rookie of the Year prediction right now?
Rookie of the Year prediction? Right, I mean... Shit.
It's probably going to be... Oh, my goodness.
Mine isn't Ace, so don't worry.
It's going to be Cooper Flagg. Unless he gets hurt.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go... You got to go Coop.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah. Coop.
Okay, other than Cooper, let's go other than Cooper, because we pretty much think it's Cooper.
Other than Cooper?
I was honestly going to say...
DJ.
I was honestly going to say Dylan, but let me go for someone not in the top 5. If I had to go lower, I really like... There sort of is a drop-off.
I'm saying.
No, there's a drop-off for sure.
Dark horse, I'm going to go Walter Clayton Jr. I know they're not going to win a whole lot of games, but I think that he can impact that game.
I think they're going to shock people, man.
I think Utah's going to... Yeah, they're going to be better than people
I think they're going to make the play.
They definitely are.
Yeah, I think they're going to make the play, and I thought they won the draft, honestly.
I think Walter Clayton Jr. is going to go right in there and just ball out. I know they have some point guards, but they're not as good as Walter Clayton's going to be. So I think it's going to be Walter Clayton. And like I said, with Ace, I think they have a lot of runway. And I think Walter Clayton could, dark horse Rookie of the Year, could take that runway and say, I'm a rookie here. Why can't I ball like Ace?
Did people forget about him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Ace is on the team, they're going to forget about him.
Because of Ace and because he's in Utah and because he wasn't a top 10 pick, he dropped 3 30-point games in March Madness and won Most Outstanding Player, and he was an All-American.
Absolutely.
And he went on one of the most memorable March Madness runs that has ever happened. Like, go watch the last 4 minutes against Texas Tech. Utah's getting that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just cut you off, but...
No, you're good.
I'm going to go Danny Wolf.
Real dark horse.
That's a real dark horse right there. I love Danny Wolf.
Yeah.
7-footer who can run the pick and roll. Ball handler, obviously can pass very well. He absolutely has to polish up his turnovers though.
Mm-hmm.
He turned the ball over I think 130 something times.
Yeah, fifth most in D1.
Fifth most in nationally. But I really like Danny Wolf, especially now that Brooklyn's lineup is like 6 rookies. I was so surprised they didn't trade none of the picks away.
Their bench is
I
6
said,
rookies.
damn.
It's crazy because they're gonna run it back. They're literally gonna run it back with the same starting lineup, and all those rookies are gonna sit on the bench.
They didn't trade
Yeah.
away.
Like maybe
none of those
Demean, but
picks.
no, they traded away none of them, bro.
I was so surprised.
Their starting lineup right now is
That was
probably
crazy.
if the Nets are healthy, their starting lineup, Jesus fucking Christ. It's probably Igor Demean, Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson. Then they're probably like Jordan Fernandez is probably going to play Trendon Watford at the 4, honestly. But I would do Drake Powell and then Claxton. That's not a good basketball
If Claxton stays.
So that's
Claxton's staying. He has 2 more years. No, like they're saying that. Like I don't.
I know he was on the trade block though.
Yeah, they're not going to trade him though. He's
the only person that would get him would be the Lakers.
Yeah.
Give us Dorian Finney-Smith back because that's what the Nets management has been doing.
And then I like Yagachonis too. In Miami.
Yeah.
The Lakers should re-sign D'Angelo Russell and do a swap. They get the Israeli D'Angelo Russell.
Israeli D'Angelo Russell.
Dude, oh my God, I would love if Ben Saroff somehow ends up in LA and then LeBron turns Jewish. Oh my God.
Have you seen that clip, that picture of LeBron talking to it was a rabbi on the boat?
Yeah.
Did you see the comment just like, when's LeBron mitzvah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is all we have. As always, run up socials, run up our TikTok, run up our YouTube shorts too, not just the videos, the shorts. Run up IG. I gotta get IG content up. Some reason it won't let me log in, but we'll figure it out later.
That's weird.
Comment your favorite draft pick from the most recent NBA draft. Or you can comment who you think is gonna win Rookie of the Year. Those are the 2 comment prompts that we have this week for this episode. But yeah, I'm good. Y'all good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
As always,
Episode.
stay fly.